celebrations of the Flushing Sai Center. At the outset, I want to apologize for this heat. We're trying to bring water and a few more fans, but please bear with us. Today we are extremely blessed to have several ardent devotees of our beloved Lord who have chosen to come to the Flushing Sai Center on this auspicious day. I want to acknowledge the presence first of a very inspiring Sai Sevak, Brother Rony from the Sathya Sai organization in Haiti. As many of you know, Brother Rony has been in the forefront of the relief operations in Haiti for the earthquake victims on behalf of the Sai organization there. His house in Port-au-Prince, Haiti has hosted Sai volunteers from all over the world who've gone to serve the people of Haiti. And I request him to please share a few thoughts with all of us. Please join me in welcoming Brother Rony.
Member Prasad, to our Divine Mother, brother, friend, dearest friend, Ragavan Sri Sathya Sai Baba, who give me the opportunity now to talk to all of you. It's in 5 minutes, it's really hard to say a few things to you. First of all, it's very important for me to thank all of you. First of all, to thank the brother, because I was not expected, really, to give me 5 minutes to talk to you. Some of you I know, I've met at home, at our home, at many passion teams where I am daily, your second home, your second passion team. I'm happy to be with you all. I'm happy that you've been there. Share with us love, your love. The love you brought from your center. The love you brought from your country. The love you brought from yourself to Haiti. Haiti was really pleased to receive your help. Was really pleased to be with you. Was really pleased to share this love. It's hard to say a few words because what comes from our hearts, it's hard to express. It's hard to explain because love is beyond words. You know it. You know it better than I am because we all are Swami's devotees. We all come from the same source, from the same origin, from Swami. And you know what means love. Because in Haiti, the earthquake, which is happening a few months ago, we don't see really the bad side of it. We have to take the good side of it. The good side is the share of love. So many nations come to Haiti to share this love. So many devotees. Now we are on the 23rd team, in the 23rd week. People are coming and going to share this love, to present this love, Swami's love, to all Asian devotees. The Narayanan Seva that has been running for months, now reaching about 1,000 meals a day. You imagine what kind of help Swami has given us and through you. You imagine now that 5 houses is being built for the community who lost most of the houses. Mine, as I said before, has been saved only to offer to Swami the possibility for you, all of you, to come and then to share this love and then to present to help on the medical help, to help on the medical camp, to help all these people. It's hard in a few words to express all this love, I'm telling you. But I think for me it's a sense for us to get prepared for that new golden age Swami has promised us. Never forget that part which is getting prepared for all of us. Because each one of us has to be ready to share this. My life is my message, Swami says. But now, your life is Swami's message. Please do not forget it. Keep on, strive, because it says, follow the master, face the reveal inside you, fight to the end, and finish the game. Sai Ram.
Thank you, Brother Rony Joseph. Brothers and sisters, today we have Brother Gurumani Krishnan from the Central San Jose Sai Center in California, who is going to present a small musical offering for all of us. Brother Gurumani is from the Central San Jose Sai Center, and he's a very active young adult. He's on a day's trip to New York, and we are extremely happy that he's chosen to come to our center in spite of his busy schedule. Please join me in welcoming Gurumani.
Opportunity, and I'm really happy to be with my Sai family all over. It's just a family gathering, it's not a presentation or anything. And on this occasion of Guru Purnima, I'm here just to facilitate, that's all. I'm not here to do any presentation. Each and every one of us must participate in this offering. Being Guru Purnima, we offer our gratitude to the teacher of teachers who has given us everything in life, even when we have not even asked for it. I did not ask for this day, and he has given us this beautiful, beautiful day. How many of you have recently read about the Sathya Vrata that happened in Parthi? It happened last week, and people were seated around Bhagwan and had an opportunity to place his picture and have him in front of them and do the puja. This is the day for us to do the puja here. And instead of flowers, we can use our powers of imagination. We can imagine his picture in front of him, and our offering will be our claps, our voices, all of us together, not just me, all of us together. And I really humbly request all of you to just take part in this offering and make this really Bhagwan's event. Vakratunda Mahakaya Surya Koti Samaprabha Nirvignam Kurme Deva Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada Agajan Padmargam Gajananam Harnisham Anekadam Tam Bhaktana Ekadantam Upasmahe. Jaya Jaya Girijavana Jaya Jaya Girijavana So we will do some jais to invoke all the gurus, all the swamis, all the divine beings that are there in our Bhagwan. We will invoke all of them. Jai Vigna Vinayaka Murti ki, Sharada Devi ki, Valli Devasena Kanta Smaranam, Jai Jai Subramanya. I'll repeat. Valli Devasena Kanta Smaranam, Jai Subramanya. Har Nama Parvati Pataye, Har Nama Parvati Pataye, Janaki Kanta Smaranam, Jai Jai Ram Ram, Janaki Kanta Smaranam, Gopika Jeevana Smaranam, Govinda Govinda, Gopika Jeevana Smaranam, Sadguru Sainath Maharaj ki, Samartha Sadguru Sainath Maharaj ki, Bhagavan Shri Sathya Sai Baba ji ki, Mata Ishwaramba ki, Pavan Sutta Hanuman ki jai. Pavan Sutta Hanuman ki jai. Sitapati Ramachandra ki jai. जय जय राम राम जानकी कांत स्मरणम. Let's all repeat together the name Ram. Ram 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 सदानन्दवृक्षस्य मूलाधिवासात् सुभाषाविरम् पित्तमप्यप्रियन्तम् सदानन्दवृक्षस्य मूलाधिवासात् सुभाषाविनम् पितमप्यप्रियन्तम् तरुं कल्पवृक्षाधिकं साधयन्तम् नमामीश्वरं सद्गुरुं Om Gurunatha Jaya Gurunatha. Om Gurunatha Jaya Gurunatha. Bhagwan is all the gods, all the divine beings, everything personified. He is Shiva, he is all the great saints, Narayanan, Haridas, Swami Dattatreya, everyone is present here. Bhagwan is that form. So I'll just repeat a bhang. This is a small line which everybody should join together. It's called, the line is, Mai Maji, Mai, Swami Raj Maji Mai. The song is on Swami Akkalkot Maharaj from Maharashtra, who was one of the greatest saints and who was also one of the masters of Shirdi Baba, as they claim in the Sathya. So let us sing in praise of that Guru. Mai Maji, Mai, Swami Raj Maji Mai. Swami is my mother, Swami is my mother, Swami is my mother. Today even mother is gracing the temple. If you see, there's a beautiful program going upstairs in the hall. A beautiful saint is here. It's such a great opportunity. Bhagwan has said in Premavahini, read the life of saints, be in the association of good people. And a beautiful, beautiful saint is here in this temple along with Ganesha. What more can we ask for? Mai Maji, Mai, Swami Raj Maji Mai.
Bye.
You and him, that's it. You all have to help me out now. बोलो भगवान श्री सत्य साई बाबा जी की, माता ईश्वरांबा की।
I just got to know that we have another special and surprise visitor. He's an ardent devotee of our beloved Swami, and he had the extreme good fortune of speaking in the divine presence on the auspicious occasion of Christmas in December 2008. He is an Emmy award-winning eyewitness news anchor who served for over 30 years in the ABC affiliate in Cleveland, Ohio. After his retirement last year, he and his wife Jody spent most of their time traveling around the world and Puttaparthi, interviewing Sai devotees and documenting their life-changing experiences. And these are available online for the viewing pleasure of devotees worldwide under the brand name of Soul Germs. Brothers and sisters, please join me in welcoming Brother Ted Henry.
I christen you Sai. It's so powerful, it's so persuasive. Not that anybody needs to be persuaded about their love for Sai. It's so intelligent, not that anybody needs to add any more space in their already over-bottled mind about their understanding of Sai. But it touches the heart so deeply when these vibrations move us to that level near, somewhere between equanimity and ecstasy, because I felt it the moment I came in. My presence here is perhaps as much a surprise to myself as it is to you. I fully didn't expect that this was going to take place. I apologize for interrupting your program. I appreciate you for shoehorning me in, and I get a shower in the meantime and a bath. For free. I really appreciate it. I wish I had fans for all of you right now. I'm here only because of Sai's Leela. Baba is a trickster and he plays games with all of us. If you're serious-minded, aloof, and arrogant, he will be that to you. If you're childlike, he will be that to you. I'm mostly childlike. My wife calls it another word. But Baba treats me as if I'm a child. And I'm so very, very grateful. I'm here for various reasons, but this is a living Leela. Because your leadership has been trying to work out plans for me to be here for some time, and I've wanted to come. I have a whole list of things I can talk about, none of which I'm going to talk about today, because I left it all back in Cleveland. But it turned out that I was supposed to be here for various reasons, all of which have to do with this street corner in downtown Flushing. Because Amashri Gurumani invited me to be here too. In the same building, on the same day, for Gurumani. And how Amma came into my path is like very much how Baba came into my path. I think I was born to be a journalist. I'm a Libra. I'm a searcher. And I have found my ultimate gift inside Baba. He is my Satguru. He is my teacher. He is my boss. If I am a journalist, I am Baba's journalist. And part of the assignment he has given me is to cover the world of spirituality. And nothing brings me greater pleasure than to report on all serious-minded spiritual aspirants from all faiths, all religions, all degrees of knowledge and wisdom and understanding. It's something I would pay money to do. It's something I would devote the rest of my life to. It's something my career has prepared me for. And so I stand before you today as really an observer, a witness to the spiritual unfoldment at the lotus feet of Sri Sathya Sai Baba, to see how his tentacles of love spread everywhere. And by that I mean, when I stood before him to address the august body on Christmas Day 2008, it was the most difficult speech of my life, for obvious reasons. But it was also difficult because it required me, a journalist, who always weighs both sides against the middle. For me, a Libra, who's always weighing both sides against the middle. A person who has declared publicly 30 years ago that I could never sit on a jury because I would always be forced to look at both sides of the question and I could never make up my mind. His invitation caused me to make up my mind about Sai Baba on Christmas Day, 2008. It was the most difficult speech I had ever prepared for in my life because the only instructions that were quite simple was, speak your truth. Well, I would challenge any of you to get up on any given day before you came to know who Sai Baba was in your heart, to speak your truth. It is a very challenging deed, and especially if you're a public person, you have to be careful about speaking your truth, because not everybody shares your truth. So to speak before him on Christmas Day required me to dig very, very deeply. And if Baba is the CEO of my business, my wife Jody is the president of my business. And she forced me to go very, very deep. It was the worst Christmas of my life. It was 3.5 days of living hell. It was preparing for a speech that I was nowhere qualified to give. It was to ask myself to talk about something I had no idea I felt. My love for Baba. So, in a nutshell, she tore up my first entire speech. This won't do. If you were a television newscaster giving a talk on politics in Cleveland, perhaps it would do. This won't do before Baba. So I wrote a second talk for 20 minutes. She tore that up entirely. This will do even less. This isn't who you are. You're concealing the truth. You're not being honest. So I wrote a third one. And she allowed half of that to remain. But what was still missing was the heart of what I needed to find. Because if you are a journalist, if you are a Libra, you skirt the truth because you don't recognize it. It can hit you between the eyes and you don't recognize it. And as many years as I've been with Baba, I had to come to realize that Baba is everything, not just for the people I report on, and not just the people I love in my life who are Baba devotees, but he is everything for me. So one of the best blessings of my life was to actually be forced to write down on paper my ideas of how I would present my life about Sai Baba, in front of Sai Baba, to his beloved devotees. And basically what I did was to find out that my goals were honorable, but the object of my goals was off-center. Since I'm a journalist, and since I've been invited to report on spiritual events around the world in my profession, it seemed only fitting that one day I would have my own camera and travel the world interviewing people, reputed holy people from all over the world, about the spiritual core, the energy that transformed them the most. Well, because of my long-time association with Baba, it was very easy for me to buy 9 Baba people for every person who's never heard Baba's name before. I report on everybody from all walks of life, but the heavy preponderance of people I report on are Baba devotees. In fact, I was here 7 years ago, in Flushing, I think in the same temple with Phyllis Crystal, 6 or 7 years ago, and reporting on her then. And lo and behold, that many years later, my wife and I have traipsed around the world following Crystal, following Phyllis and other people like her, to Germany where she lived, to Switzerland. She's been to our home. And then in a couple of weeks from now, actually in a month and a half from now, we're going to be sharing the same stage at the Houston Psi Center over their Labor Day retreat, sharing our stories. So Baba has always made sure that he puts the bait in front of me and entices me to come forward without revealing what his true mission is. His true mission is to win my heart and to win my soul. My wife Jody is like many of you in this room. The moment, and if not the very moment, the second moment you heard about Baba, you fell in love with Baba. You became his devotees. You became instantly imbued with that marvelous essence of who Sai Baba is and what he is in your life, because he tells you you are Baba. And those of you like my wife instantly believed it and recognized it. I came the slow, methodical route. Some of the men might relate to that. Give me a little Baba, give me a little time, give me a little room, and I'll start to process this on my terms when I'm ready. Well, what he had me do as a journalist was to sit down with some of the most devoted Baba lovers in the world. I've conducted maybe 125, 135 hour-long video interviews with Sai Baba devotees. I'm in the process of posting them online now. I have some handouts here I'll be happy to share with you. First of all, I want you to tell me what time the book pulls me off the stage. Second engagement in about 25 minutes, so I'm going to wrap this up in about 20 minutes if it's okay. And as I was conducting all these interviews, the journalist in me realized that I had discovered a vein of gold, so enriched with wisdom and love and egolessness and humility and compassion, coming to me in a camera much like that one, with a microphone I would simply clasp to a person's sari or their shirt. These are people who were never asked to share their love of Baba before. For the most part, they're ordinary souls, they're extraordinary beings, and they opened their hearts. Because all they had to talk about was their love, their fathomless, limitless love. And the camera would capture it. And I used to think, well, if I'm going to be a good journalist, I better edit these down from an hour to a really pristine 25, 30 minutes. And that's where the boss, the president, my wife, come in and said, you do not edit out a single pause, not a single word of these interviews. And she was entirely right, because they're filled with conviction and heartfelt. What's the word I'm looking for? Heartfelt.
Love.
Love is the word, but it's even more expressive than that. It's just comprehensive understanding of all things that are Baba, including the ugly and the foul-smelling, including that which is difficult, a cranky spouse, a rainy day. Everything is Baba. Everything is for our upliftment, for our betterment. So as I would capture these stories on videotape, and the journalist in me said to trim it down, my wife prevailed, and I'm very glad she did, because it's just sensational, some of these people's stories. They're prominent people, and people who have never achieved any level of prominence, and everywhere in between. So on Christmas Day, when I gave this talk that finally became my one and only talk for Baba, I centered it on my misguided notions of what my seva really constituted. For all the world, I thought my seva was to capture these heart-rending stories of love and conviction and share them with people around the world. And Baba certainly allowed me to do that. But that's not the reason I did it. Baba gave me not one opportunity to learn at the feet of gurus, sages, and rishis, but if I've done 130 videos, he's given me 130 opportunities to learn at the feet of gurus, saints, and rishis, and holy persons, male and female. These stories that I thought were going to change and transform other people's lives have transformed my life. This was how Baba injected himself into me in no small way. And as a journalist, he gave me credentials, unofficial Sai Baba credentials, to talk with anybody who's interested in the spiritual path. I actually believe he sent some prominent spiritual people who are in the world today to be his emissaries. I think one of them's in this building upstairs right now. Amma Shri Gurumani. I've interviewed her twice in Cleveland. Interviewed the hugging saint Amachi in Chicago, giving darshan. We've had wonderful opportunities to interview rabbis and Catholic priests and nuns, many of whom are Baba devotees. Interviewed Don Mario Mazzolini shortly before he died, the last interview about him. Interviewed Father Charles Ogata, the priest from Nigeria, whom in an off-cavalier moment one day I suggested, Father Charles, you're here at Prashanti Million and it's Christmas time. For God's sakes, Aren't you going to celebrate the Holy Catholic Mass and Eucharist in Prashanti Nilayam on Christmas Day? He thought it was way beyond his reach. Word went from me to that person, to that person, to that person, to Chakravarti, to Baba's ears, and the blessing and the permission was granted. And he's done it now every year for the last 3 years. He's achieved what we seek. Advaita. Oneness. He's been reborn, and I don't mean as a Christian or as a Catholic. He is selfless. He is realized. He is cooked, as I say. As are many of the people that Baba gives us the opportunity to meet. I dare say many of them are in this room right now with me. And I would love to have my camera here just for the purpose of interviewing all of you. So, as I gave my talk before Baba, it may not have affected anybody else, but it affected me. It was Baba's Leela. It was Baba playing with my intelligence, the small pea-sized brain that I have, and the ego that anybody in television has in wholesale quantities, and letting me know that I was not his servant, helping him to spread the story and the glory of Sai Baba to others, but I was using it as a conduit through others to bring his love to me. And it melted my heart. In the worst 3.5 days of my life leading up to Christmas, culminated in the best, most precious, most spiritually alive birth of Jesus Day of my life. And I'm forever grateful. So that brings me to Amma. Anybody know what day is today? I think you all do. Because I'm a journalist, and because Baba has received many of my videos with other holy people, not just Sai Baba devotees, I feel like he's really given me the opportunity to expand my horizons and at the same time expand the horizons of other spiritual seekers by interviewing other people. So, with 2 interviews with Amma Sri Gurumani, they're both available on the same website. The 70 plus Baba devotee interviews are playing right now. Are the 2 of Amma, other saints, other sages. And what she did when I had the privilege to interview her and present her to the group in Cleveland the other month, early June, she invited me to come and make the same presentation essentially here today. All the while I was being beckoned to come here someday to address all of you. So I sent an email saying, oh, by the way, you're looking for me to come here in October. I'm actually going to be here next Sunday in the same temple in Flushing for Amma Sri Gurumani. So that's why I'm here today, and that's why this is a surprise talk, and I hope it's okay with you. And if you have any body fluids left after this program, I guarantee you the other part of the auditorium is quite cool and air conditioned, and there's a beautiful Guru Panima program open to the whole world starting at 5:30, and you're all welcome. And I'm going to say a few words about, this is very interesting. It's all Baba. Even though I'm going to be standing in front of Amma, she has me talking about something that she said today in a gathering for all the people who are attending her weekend retreat that just absolutely made my head spin. She wanted to tell us about her housing program in the state of Andhra Pradesh at her ashram, reaching out to the people who are poor in the housing program where, oh, by the way, some of the greatest aid that's assisted their efforts came from Sri Sathya Sai Baba's water program. So, some people might say, there's a bit of a conflict there, Ted. Where are your loyalties? My loyalties are only to God. And I know who my God is. I know who my Sathya is. My life has been changed profoundly at all levels. I'm forever grateful. And anybody Sai Baba puts in my path, I will treat as my fellow God. Because that's what he wants us all to believe. His one and only mantra that we're all to say 10 times a day. Who says it 10 times a day? I am God, I am God, I am no different from God. I am no different than God. And it goes on, and I repeat all the 10 lines of it 10 times every day, because my belief is if we're to overcome our low levels of self-esteem in general, our conceptualization of us being flawed humans, flawed beings, we need to imitate Baba's one and only mantra. I have another less tactful phrase for it. You got to fake it until you make it. But I believe in that too. I truly believe in that. And so I do it every day. And I have been for many, many years. Before I have a chance to walk out of here, I just want to tell you real quickly, and I'll leave these up here in the hands of somebody. I'll put them on the audio board. There's about 30 or 40 of these here. It tells you where to go. Has anybody ever heard of Vimeo.com or Sojourns? Sojourns is the brand name Baba gave me when I was off in the mountains of Germany to visit another saint, Mother Mira, about 13 years ago. And then went to Puttaparthi, and I talked to Mother Mira's assistant, Lakshmima, and I said, I'm going to see Sai Baba. This is when I was young in Baba's fold. Go, go. Amma says he's God. Go. And Mother Mira and all the saints that I've had the privilege to get to talk about, when I sat down and talked to Baba in my heart about them, he gave me the word Sojourns. So Sojourns is the equivalent of a brand name. These are free. There's no copyright involved. There's no charge. They're free to the world. In fact, we invite people to copy them and give them away. I wish I had a list of some of the more prominent people there, but just as prominent are some of the people whose stories you've never heard before. They will make your head spin. From Phyllis Crystal's stories that few people ever know about, to one of your fellow devotees from New York, just to cross over in Manhattan, Brian Brunius, I had a chance to interview in Puttaparthi, outside of Roundhouse 1, where we were staying. And I'll just bore you with this for 30 seconds because it's the caliber of stories that are captured on tape that nobody even knew about. Goodness knows I didn't know about them. I asked Brian when he was actually watching another interview take place with an Iranian television newscaster. Her name is Nusha Narabani. Each time we go now, we spend 2 to 3 months in Prashanti and do 15 to 20 interviews. And while he was watching this interview, he asked some very poignant questions. And at the very end of the program, and at the very end of the lunch that followed the program, I turned to him and I said, Brian, you're new to us. How did you come to Baba? And without blinking an eye, he said, well, nobody's ever asked me that question before. Here's how I came to Baba. I was living in Washington State. I was an agnostic, if not an atheist. My life was hell. This is a number of years ago. And I started to have these dreams. And the dream was the exact same dream every night, not just once or twice, but up to 5 times a night. The same dream unfolded. I was a detective driving a car through the woods of Mendocino, California, the Redwoods. I'd come upon a little log cabin. As a detective, I'd explore the house. Nobody was living there. But on every wall, of every room, there was this picture of this man who had this frizzy hair and an orange robe. I had no idea who he was. And I would get to the bathroom, and on the bathroom, on either side of the mirror, were 2 pictures of this man and a big, long-distance phone number in the fog, as if somebody had just taken a shower. He had that dream every night, 1 to 5 times, the exact same dream about this man in a picture in a cabin in the woods in California for 3 months. And finally his friends got tired of hearing the same story about the same dream every day. Why don't you call the number? He called the number. It took him another 3 days to copy down the numbers in the correct sequence. Because it's in his dream. He can't remember all those numbers when he awakens. He called the number. It was Manhattan. Hello, my name's Brian. You don't know me. You're going to think I'm crazy. This number appears every day for 3 months in my dream. Who am I talking to? The man said, I don't think it's crazy. I've heard stranger calls than this. My name is Joe Smith. I'm the president of the Manhattan Sai Baba Center. The person you see in your dreams has a name. His name is Sai Baba. And you're welcome to come across the country and be a guest at our satsang in Lower Manhattan anytime you went. Immediately got on a train, came to New York City, was invited to start attending Sai Baba meetings in Manhattan Center, and found out more about Sai Baba, and lickety-split, week after week, week after week. He loved everything he saw. He loved everyone he met. And 3 months later, the group, as a whole group, I think they bought something like 200 tickets on an airplane. The airlines, to go to Puttaparthi, the airlines are so tickled, they gave the trip organizer 3 free round-trip tickets. And the man he talked to, the president of the center, came to him and said, "Brian, you're one of our most faithful devotees. You're here every week. We know you have no money. Would you care to take a ticket for free and come with this Puttaparthi? It's an open-ended ticket. You can stay for 6 months if you don't have a job." Well, he had a menial job, making ends meet, quit the job, stayed for 6 months, got to Puttaparthi, found himself in the chip line, found himself in the first line, found himself in his first darshan. Out the door comes Baba, comes down directly all the way down to the bend in the hall where the men are sitting. And there's Brian Brunius, and Baba comes up and scoots his feet under Brian's legs. It took you long enough to make that phone call. Brian was hoping to come to see Amma today and to come to see you today, because they told him I was going to try to make it here. He's coming to visit us tomorrow before we leave New York for our lunch at 1 o'clock, where I hope to interview him again. And then we stop in Somerset, New Jersey on our way home to interview another great Baba devotee. And so life goes. Baba opens doors one after another every day for us all. The trick is, do you see the door that's open before you? I have no doubt we all have 20 leelas a day. I have absolutely no doubt that Baba's a tissue's different distance from our face. If we could only wipe the fog off that mirror and see him with the clarity he wants us to see him with. And so, my heart's lesson to your heart is to be a broken record. It's to repeat the same message you could have told me 14 years ago. And that is to talk to Baba in your heart all the time. About everything. Seema Dewan is a great mystic from my hometown of Canton. I interviewed her 3 times. Her interview's up on Vimeo, on soldiers at Vimeo.com. She doesn't brush her teeth until Baba tells her when to brush her teeth. She takes her kids to school, one route or that route or a third route, depending on Baba telling her which route to take her to school. Every decision, every day, every hour is predicated on Baba's coming to her. Now that may be extreme for some of you, but I know most of you, if not more than most of you, have a continuous dialogue with Baba. It's what's going to pull us through. He needs us to be his beacons, first and foremost to ourselves, so that we save ourselves. And then secondly to our loved ones. And then thirdly to the rest of the world. But I don't think he cares much after saving ourselves. He wants us to do the best job we humanly can to become Baba. So, as I wrap this up, I guess all I want to say is I wish I had more time to share some stories, because I've got lots of them. But I really decided in the last minute, when I finally found your place here, I went through the canteen of the Hindu Center, where I thought it was the Baba Center. I went around saying Sai Ram, and nobody said anything. I was in another room where all the workers Rama was, and I went there saying Sai Ram, and nobody said anything to me. But I found you! Should have. So if you get a chance, this is the save of my wife Jody and myself. We get emails because Vimeo is like soldiers, it's like YouTube. They take hour-long videos in pristine condition and they broadcast them on their internet all over the world. They're seen in 61 countries because they give me, the proprietor, a chance to find out who's watching them and where. I get the most heart-touching stories from people literally all over the world for whom that is their only satsang. These stories, not my story, these stories of these people, young and old alike, prominent and not so prominent, reputed holy people from everywhere, are changing other people's lives, and nothing could make me happier. And I owe it all to Baba. By the way, I first encountered Baba when I was in the Peace Corps in Paraguay in 1968. I saw him in a magazine, a little article about him, and I almost said out loud, "It'll be a cold day in hell before I ever follow that guy." And I uttered a phrase similar to that one other time. It was in 1997 when I had my ticket. I was ready to go see Baba for the first time, and I was in my wife's Monday evening satsang, Sai Study Circle, which I've now attended every week since 1997 without fail, except when I'm away. And people were asking me who were going to go see Baba, "Ted, aren't you worried? You don't have your passport, you don't have your visa, you don't have your tickets, we're leaving next week." And I said, "I'm a reporter, I know how to work this system." Basically, I said I had a big ego. I know how to get my ticket and my passport and my visa. I'm going to go see Sai Baba come hell or high water. What a stupid thing to say. The next day I was supposed to leave. It was the day before Thanksgiving. What we call a turkey trot, a 5-mile run around downtown Cleveland, which I've done every year. After the meeting, before turkey run in the morning, about 3:30 in the morning, I woke up, went to the bathroom, found myself looking at the patterns in the carpet when I awakened from fainting, and I fell on top of my legs. I thought my foot was a little askew, and I couldn't quite figure out what was wrong. I got up and jogged around the house just to prove to myself I was all right. Went back to bed. An hour later, I woke up frozen. I was in shock. I'd broken my foot and my ankle in 2 places, and did not go to that turkey trot in the morning, and I did not go to see Sai Baba next week. He simply wanted me to appreciate something I've come to know and respect. When it's time to do something, when he wants you to do something, you will do it, and not a minute sooner. So I've been very grateful to have learned that lesson the hard way, and I'm sure many of you have your own stories like that. God bless you all. Thank you very much for having me today.
Thank you very much, Brother Ted Henry. The flyers that he provided are at the back. I request you to please take one. Brothers and sisters, by Swami's grace, I think we are having a wonderful Guru Purnima observance here today. We would conclude with Brother Sathya Narayanan's talk. He is from the Vrindavan Vedam group, the group that chants the Vedas in Whitefield in the Divine Presence. He's also been blessed to serve at Swami's residence in Vrindavan. He's here to talk to us about the significance of the Vedas and the Rudram in particular. Please give a warm welcome to Brother Sathya. Saram.
Some of the concepts or the important points what Swami shared with us personally about the Vedas. Why Veda chanting is important. In particular, Rudram. Why he is conducting Atirudra Mahayagya every week. I request all of you to be attending for just 10 minutes, not more. So, I will start with my experience with this Swami. How he takes care of Veda Guru. Year 2007. I was given the opportunity to serve Bhagwan outside his residence. At the moment he opens the door, I was there, like that. So that day, particularly, I was stuck in the traffic, Bangalore traffic afternoon. Then I was not late to my duty, but I reached on time. But I skipped my breakfast, I skipped my lunch, everything. Of course, tension, because there was supposed to be a VIP gate where everyone comes and goes. There's a big queue. Because it was a tense moment, so I just changed my dress and I was there. Then one chief minister, prime minister, one by one, everyone went through. I will check the cards and those things. But I belong to the Veda group. Then after half an hour, Swami came over. Swami was alone. Actually, normally he comes in the picture, but sometimes he manages on his own. Year 2007. It was in Vrindavan. What do you want? Then he asked me, what are you doing? I said, I am put on duty, the roster is mine, so I can't join the Veda group. He said, I will change the roster. Then he asked, did you have your breakfast? He said, okay, sorry Swami, I cannot lie to you, I didn't have my lunch also. Okay, that was in the evening 8:30. It means I didn't have my lunch, I didn't have my breakfast, evening, evening snack. Then immediately he made it late, he gave 20 rupees to me. So he said, never skip breakfast. Okay, fine. Then next day he called, our chief was Krishnan at the time. Then he was called and he was told, just change the roster, Veda group should be there. Then he gave a speech to the Veda team of Vrindavan. He said, I have two eyes. One is Manava Seva, Madhava Seva, all of you know. We all do Gram Seva, we all do a lot of things, what brother said about Heti and other thing. And the other one is taking care of the cosmic, that is Veda. That is for the Loka Kalyana. Parallelly it is going, this side bhajans for the Loka Kalyana as well as the Veda. Then he started explaining the importance, why we should chant, and in particular he talked about the Rudram. Why Rudram? Rudram is the only sloka that can save you from sin and sorrow. And that's the only sloka that starts with, of course all of you know, Yajurveda, the topmost sloka, all these things. The prostration, that is, Om Namo Bhagavate Rudraya. No other sloka begins with the prostration of the Lord on which you are singing. It can be Saundarya Lahari, Lalita Sahasranamam, whatever it is. Only at the end it comes. But whereas here, it is different. So this was one of my experience. And he said, I am going to form an army. A-R-M-Y. Any guess what it is? That is called Atirudra Mahayajna. Next month in Malaysia it is going to take place all over the world. In fact, we will also show you a video what Swami has to say for you about Rudram or about chanting Veda. The second instance, of course in 2008 I applied for my PhD in Engineering of Science. I got the seat. I don't know which topic to choose. Choosing a topic is very tricky. If you are a science student, then it is very easy. Then of course we have our Swami to go where else. I had an opportunity to have an interview 4 months back with Swami at Puttaparthi. Then Swami said, do you know Mantra Pushpa? Yes. Chant the 6th verse of Mantra Pushpa. I'm sure all of you must be knowing. It is called Pajanya. Pajanya means cloud. Ya evam veda yopa mayatanam veda ayatanavan bhavati ya pajanya syayatanam ayatanavan bhavati. It means Pajanya. Got confused. What can I do with cloud? Then he said, you take this as a topic, I will teach you. Then I started thinking what I can do with the cloud. Then today I got a seat in IASC, not only getting a seat, but I am leading a team of 22 PhDs for cloud. In fact, we are quantifying the water in the cloud. Now it is not my PhD, it is Swami's PhD. So the intensity of the Veda is that all the same. If you see the Mantra Pushpam, it talks about all the elements. It talks about Vayu, Agni. Means now we have got, yesterday I was discussing in the Bronx Center, we have come to a micro level. I want to study, I want to pass. Which sloka, how many times I should chant? That's what we are doing. That's not fair actually. Swami doesn't like that. We have to look at Loka Kalyana. I am part of the society. If society is good, I am also good. So keeping that in mind, in fact next week we are planning to have a Rudram session, workshop. Here, whoever is willing to attend, please come forward. I take this opportunity, only 1 week I'm here, I take this opportunity to share whatever I have learned. In fact, I am not master. Swami is a master, right? So next week, please make it yourself. I will teach whatever I learned from Swami. Thank you all. Now we will show the video. Sathya.
Embodiments of love. ఆంగ్ల భాషకు అవతరించగలగాలి సమతవేదము సన్నగిల్లి సమత వేదము సన్నగిల్లి. With the introduction of the English language at attachment to one's own culture is on the decline. సమత భేదము సన్నగిలినట్టు కానీ సంస్కార భావము చూసిపోయి. Differences are on the rise and there's no refinement among us. సంస్కార భావము సన్నగిలినట్టు కానీ మానవతా విలువ మెరుగుపోయి. In the absence of refinement and culture, the human values are fast to disappear. మానవతా విలువ సమసిపోగానే నాగరికత అంతా మర్చిపోయి. With the loss of human values, the very culture is lost. ఇంటి పవిత్రమైన భూమి ఎందు శివుడు పుట్టక ఇంకెక్కడికి పుట్టాడు. That's the reason why Lord Shiva has chosen us as his birthplace. ఈ రుద్రమునందు పండితులు వారు చెప్పినట్టుగా అనేక నమ్మక చమకారం చేయటం చేసే రుద్రములు ఏర్పడుతున్నాయి. As Pandit declared here that Rudra consists of Namaka and Chama. ఇట్టి మహత్తరమైనటువంటి యొక్క శక్తులు ఎక్కడి నుంచి వచ్చాయి? This mighty power, what's their army? కృష్ణ యజుర్వేదంలో ఉన్నటువంటి యొక్క నమచమకాలు తీసుకొని దీన్ని పూర్తి ఏకీభవించి ఐక్యం చేసి తద్వారా ఒక మంత్రములు ఏర్పరిచారు. Therefore, Namaka and Chamaka is the harmony and the combination of all the verses contained in Krishna Yajurveda. ఈ కృష్ణ యజుర్వేదంలో ఉన్నటువంటివి ఏదేని ఎందుకు కాదు. Those that are noticed in Krishna Yajurveda are not found anywhere. ఈ వేద శాస్త్ర ఇతిహాస పురాణంలో ఆ వేదం నుంచి మనం ఆవిర్భవించాలి. In fact, all of the spiritual texts have their origin out of this Krishna Yajurveda. కానీ ఈనాటి వేదములన్నీ వేదపడిపోయినవి. And the Veda is neglected today. కారణం ఏమిటి? Why? దీన్ని ఉచ్చరించేటువంటి యొక్క వ్యక్తులు లేకపోవటమే కారణం. Because there are nobody who repeat, who chant. వేదములన్నీ పేదపడిపోయినవి. And all these Vedas are neglected. వేదములు పేద కాదు. In fact, Veda is not so poor and low. అది రిచ్. దానికి మించినటువంటి మరొకటి లేదు. Veda is richest of all. There is nothing beyond. అన్ని కూడా మానవుని యొక్క స్థితిగతులన్నీ కూడా వేదములు అంటే ఏమిటి ఉన్నవి. Man's position and final condition are very well contained in Vedic text. ఇంటి వేదమును సర్వుడు కూడా ఉచ్చరించవచ్చునని పూర్తి కూడా భగవంతుడు అని అనుగ్రహించాడు. God has gifted Veda such that all can chant to repeat it. దీనికి జాతి మత భేదములు ఏమాత్రము లేవు. The Veda chanting has no differences like caste, creed and community. Come on, boy. Boys. American. Hello. Still out of the party. Still out. ఈ విధంగా ప్రతి దేశమందరూ ప్రతి జాతికి ప్రతి మానవులకు కల్పించాలనేటువంటి ఉద్దేశము స్వామి యొక్క ఉద్దేశము. It is Bhagavan's decision that there should be Veda chanting in every country, by everybody, by every caste, by every community, by every individual.
on the last Shivratri, one devotee asked, I cannot pronounce, I don't know what is Veda, there is no one to teach me. Now where am I? Swami said, whoever is chanting, the power or the benefits what they get, it is one and the same if you listen to it. So there's nothing great. For listening, you just have to, keep your ears open, right? And everything is available online. In fact, we will also be supplying all the materials given by Swami for the benefit of Swami. It is not our mission, it is his mission, right? To spread the Vedas. And we are not spreading anything. Actually, it is awareness, which was lost in the middle because of available time, whatever. So I conclude my talk. Yes, thanks for the opportunity given. I thought I missed the Gurumani, but I really do miss.
Thank you, Brother Sathya. As he mentioned, we would have a Rudram session on July 31st, which is a Saturday. This would be at Asamai Temple from 2 in the afternoon till 5:30 in the evening. Due to limited space, we are requesting that you please email us if you plan to attend. This would be between 2 and 5:30 on July 31st. Sai Ram.